Good evening students. In today's class I am going to start with the new chapter, that is laws of motion, and here the first question from the chapter laws of motion, that is related to the change in momentum. Means here force versus time graph is given. By using this force versus time graph we have to find the change in momentum over the time interval 0 to 8 seconds. So listen here, what is the question? The force F acting on a particle of mass m is indicated by force versus time graph as shown in the figure. The change in momentum of the particle over the time interval from 0 to 8 seconds. From 0 to 8 seconds. So listen here, how to solve this one. So already we know that the area under force versus time graph that gives the change in momentum. According to Newton's second law. What is Newton's second law? The rate of change of momentum is equal to external force. Now dp is nothing but here it is the change in momentum, that is equal to force into time interval F into dt. So dt is here time interval. Now the area under force versus time graph that gives change in momentum. Area under force versus time graph gives the change in momentum. The change in momentum is also called impulse. The change in momentum. So what is the another name for the change in momentum? That is called impulse. Impulse is nothing but it is the force into time taken, F into t. Now so we have to find area of this force versus time graph. So first area of this right angled triangle. So I will write A is equal to, A means here the area under force versus time graph over the time interval 0 to 8 seconds. So the area of the right angle triangle plus area of this rectangle and plus area of this rectangle. Okay. Now so what is the formula for area of the right angle triangle? That is 1 by 2 base into height. Here base is 2 minus of 0, that is 2, and height is 6 minus of 0, that is 6. Minus, sorry, I will write plus. Now area of this rectangle. What is the formula for area of the rectangle? Base into height. Here base is 4 minus of 2, that is 2, and height is minus 3 minus 0, that is minus 3. This is height. Then next plus. Then area of this rectangle. Again what is the formula for area of the rectangle? Again base into height. So base is 8 minus of 4, that is 4. 4 into height is 3 minus of 0, that is 3. So listen here height is 6 and base is 2. Here height is minus 3 and base is 2, and here height is plus 3 and base is 4. Okay. Now so 4 into 3. 2 get cancelled. Now it is 6. Then 2 into minus 3, that is minus 6, plus 4 into 3, that is 12. Then plus 6 minus 6 get cancelled. Now what is answer? That is 12. Then what is the unit of the change in momentum? The unit of change in momentum is kg meter per second, otherwise Newton second. Listen here. Force is measured in Newton and time is measured in second. That is why the change in momentum is measured in Newton second, otherwise kg meter per second. But here options given in Newton second. Now what is the answer for the change in momentum over the time interval 0 to 8 second? That is 12 Newton second. Options: first option 24 Newton second, second option 20 Newton second, third option 12 Newton second, and last option 6 Newton second. And option 3 is correct, or option C is correct. Option 3 is correct or option C is correct. Now next question. A stone is dropped from a height h. It hits the ground with a certain momentum p. If this same stone is dropped from a height 100% more than the previous height, the momentum when it hits the ground will change by. Means what we have to find? We have to find the percentage change in momentum. Percentage change in momentum. So listen here. A stone is dropped from a height h. This is a stone. This stone is dropped from the height h. Next, then it hits the ground with a certain momentum, that is p. With a certain momentum, that is p. If the same stone is dropped from the height 100% more than the previous height, 100% more than means here 2 times of h. This is 2 times of h. Okay, so let us take it is the 2 times of h, because 100 times more than the previous height, and I will take this is 2h. This is 2h. Now the momentum becomes, that is I will take p dash. That momentum can be taken as p dash. Now what is our aim? Our aim is to find the percentage change in momentum. So already we know that what is the expression for momentum, that is mass into velocity. Solution for the given question: P is equal to m into v. So here we have to express velocity. Here we have to express velocity in terms of height. Okay, already we know that what is the relation between initial velocity, final velocity, distance traveled and acceleration. That is third kinematic equation. V square is equal to u square plus 2as. Okay, this is the third kinematic equation. Here when the stone is dropped means its initial velocity 0. Its initial velocity 0, and instead of acceleration I will take acceleration due to gravity, because it is vertical motion. Now we can write v square is equal to 2 into g into h. 2 into g into h. Then v is equal to square root of 2gh. Square root of 2gh. So when the stone covers the height h now, so what is the final velocity of the stone? Means with what velocity the stone hits the ground? That is v is equal to square root of 2gh. And I will write p is equal to m into square root of 2gh. So next one, if height is 100% more than previous height, then that height can be taken as 2h. Then what about the velocity with which the stone hits the ground? That is, here I will take velocity, that is square root of 2g into 2h. 2g into 2h. Now here I will take this momentum as p dash. With what momentum the stone hits the ground? If the height is 100% more than previous height, that momentum can be taken as p dash. Now p dash is equal to m into square root of 2g into 2h. 2g into 2h. Now, so what is our aim? Our aim is to find the percentage change in momentum. So I will modify this one. So this can be written as m into square root of 4gh. Otherwise I will write 2 into 2gh. 2 into 2gh. Now this can be written as m into square root of 2 into square root of 2gh. Now what is m into square root of 2gh? That is p. Now p dash is equal to root 2 times of p. Root 2 times of p. Because listen here, m into square root of 2gh. M into square root of 2gh, that is initial momentum when the height is h. Now p dash is the final momentum when the height becomes 100% more than the previous height. So that is p dash is equal to square root of 2 times into p. Now how to find the percentage change in momentum? Final momentum minus initial momentum divided by initial momentum. Percentage change in momentum. Percentage change in momentum is equal to final momentum minus initial momentum divided by initial momentum into 100%. into 100%. Means we have to find the change in momentum in terms of percentage. Now what about P dash? P dash is square root of 2 into P. Square root of 2 into P minus of P divided by P into 100%. So listen here. What is common here? P is common. Then P is common. Then square root of 2 minus of 1 into P divided by P into 100%. Now P get cancel. Then square root of 2 is nothing but 1.41. 1.41 minus of 1 into 100%. Then 1.41 minus 1, that is 0.41. 0.41 into 100%. Then 0.41 into 100, that is 41. 41%. 41%. Options given. First option 68%, second option 41%, third option 200%, and last option 100%. Now which is the right option now? Option 2 is correct. Option 2 is correct. Means the percentage change in momentum is how much? That is 41%. Next question. A body under the action of a force F is equal to 6I minus 8J plus 10K acquires an acceleration of 1 meter per second square. The mass of the body must be. What we have to find? Our aim is to find the mass of the body. What are given? Force given and acceleration given. But here force given in vector form. Force given in vector form. We have to find the magnitude of that force. Solution for the given question. Force, that is F is equal to 6I minus 8J plus 10K. And acceleration is given. Acceleration, that is 1 meter per second square. A is equal to 1 meter per second square. Then what is our aim? Our aim is to find mass of the body. Now, so by using Newton's second law, that is F is equal to m into A. Then m is equal to F by A. Then here what is F? F is magnitude of the force. Now how to find the magnitude of the force? Listen here. F is equal to square root of the x component of 4 square plus the y component square and the z component square. Then Fx is the x component of force, Fy is the y component of the force, and Fz is the z component of the force. So what about Fx square? Fx is here 6 square, that is 36. Then plus Fy is minus 8 square, that is plus 64. Plus then Fz square. So Fz square means it is 10 square, that is 100. Now it is square root of 200. 36 plus 64, that is 100. 100 plus 100, that is 200. Now we can write this one as F is equal to 2 into 100. 2 into 100. Square root of 2 into 100. What is this square root of 100? That is 10. Then it is 10 root 2. 10 root 2 Newton. Force is 10 root 2 Newton. And also Newton can be expressed in terms of kg and meter per second square. That is 10 root 2 kg meter per second square. 1 Newton is equal to kg meter per second square. So let us substitute this value in this equation. Then m is equal to F, how much we got? That is 10 root 2. 10 root 2 kg meter per second square whole divided by acceleration is how much? 1 meter per second square. Then here meter per second square get cancel. Then mass of the body is 10 root 2 kg. 10 root 2 kg. Then this is the required answer for the given question. Options. First option 10 kg, second option 20 kg, third option 10 root 2 kg, and last option 2 root 10 kg. Means option 3 is correct. Option 3 is correct. Now, next question. Sand is being dropped on a conveyor belt at the rate of m kg per second. The force necessary to keep the belt moving with a constant velocity of v meter per second will be. What we have to find here? We have to find force. Here what is constant? Velocity is constant, but which is varying? Mass is varying with respect to time. So, solution for the given question. So, according to the statement of Newton's second law, force is equal to the rate of change of momentum, that is dp by dt. What is the expression for momentum? That is mass into velocity. Then m into v divided by dt. So, differentiation. Okay, here we are going to use product rule. So, m taken outside, the rate of change of velocity plus, and v taken outside, and the rate of change of mass. Here velocity is constant, means uniform velocity. The rate of change of constant velocity is 0. Then this can be taken as 0 because velocity is constant. So, the differentiation of constant is always 0, 0 into m, again it is 0. Then you can write this is v into dm by dt. So, listen here. Sand is being dropped on a conveyor belt at the rate of m kg per second. M kg per second. Here dm by dt given. That is m kg per second. So, let us substitute this value in this equation. Then F is equal to, so V as it is, then dm by dt is nothing but m kg per second. Now, it is m into v Newton, m into v Newton. So, force is measured in Newton. So, options, first option mv by 2, second option 0, third option mv Newton, and last option 2 mv Newton. Option 3 is correct. Option 3 is correct. Now, next question. An object of mass 3 kg is at rest. Now, a force of F is equal to 60 square I cap plus 40 j cap is applied on the object, then the velocity of the object at t is equal to 3 seconds is. What we have to find? Our aim is to find the velocity of the object at the time t is equal to 3 seconds. Initially, the object is at rest. When the force is applied, then the object will be moved. Then what is the velocity of that object at a time t is equal to 3 seconds? Then I will write the given values. Mass of the object is given, that is 3 kg. 3 kg, and force given, that is vector F is equal to 6t square I cap plus 4t j cap. But here we have to find the velocity of the object at time t equal to 3 seconds in vector form. So, first what we have to find, by using this one we have to find acceleration. F is equal to m into a. Here force is vector, acceleration is vector, but mass is scalar. Now, acceleration vector is equal to F by m. What about F? That is 6t square into I cap plus 4 into t j cap divided by mass is 3 kg. Now, 60 square by 3, that is 2t square I, and it is 4 by 3 into t j cap. Then this is acceleration vector. Then what is our aim? Our aim is to find the velocity vector. So, acceleration is nothing but the rate of change of velocity, dv by dt is equal to 2t square into unit vector I cap plus 4 by 3 t into unit vector j cap. Now, what is our aim? Our aim is to find the velocity vector. So let us take this dt to the right hand side, otherwise integrating both sides with respect to time. Integrating with respect to time. Integrating with respect to time. Then integration of dv by dt with respect to t, that is v. That is v. Then that is equal to. Then integration of 2t square with respect to t, that is 2t cube by 3. 2t cube by 3 into unit vector I cap. What is the integration of t square? Integration of t square is t cube by 3 plus 4 by 3. Integration of t with respect to t, that is t square by 2. That is t square by 2 into unit vector j cap. But at what time we have to find the velocity here? We have to find the velocity at the time t is equal to 3 seconds. At t is equal to 3 seconds. Wherever t is there, that t can be replaced by 3 seconds. Now, vector v is equal to 2 by 3 t cube means 3 cube. 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27. 27 I cap plus 4 by 6. 4 by 6. Otherwise, it is 2 by 3. Then t square. T square means 3 square. 3 square is 9 into j cap. So simplifying, 3 1s are 3 9s are 2 into 9, that is 18i. 18i. Now this one. So 3 2s are 3 3s are 3 3s are. Now next one. 2 1s are 2 2s are. Then 2 into 3, that is 6 j cap. Now it is the velocity of the object at the time t is equal to 3 seconds. Then options. First option 18i plus 3j. Second option 18i plus 6j. Third option 3i plus 18j. And last option 18i plus 4j. Means option 2 is correct. Option 2 is correct. So next question, that question is related to rocket. If the force on a rocket moving with a velocity of 300 meter per second is 210 Newton, the rate of combustion of the fuel is. So in case of rocket, the mass is variable, because as fuel burns, then mass of the rocket goes on decreasing with respect to time. Here mass is variable. So listen here. What is our aim? Our aim is to find the rate of combustion of the fuel, means dm by dt we have to find. And here the velocity of the rocket is given, that is 300 meter per second. U is equal to 300 meter per second, and force is given. Force on the rocket is given, that is 210 Newton. That is 210 Newton. Then what is our aim? Our aim is to find the rate of combustion of the fuel. So according to formula, that is F is equal to V or U into dm by dt. Here mass is variable but velocity is constant. But what is our aim? Our aim is to find the rate of combustion of the fuel. Then dm by dt is equal to F by U. F by U. So F is how much? So F is 210. 210. U is 300. So 210 divided by 300, that is 0.7. That is 0.7 kg per second. Kg per second. Then options. First option 0.07 kg per second. Second option 1.4 kg per second. Third option 0.7 kg per second. And last option 10.7 kg per second. Here option 3 is correct. Option 3 is